So I was thinking of delaying this, but because it's so late at night, but I figure I'll just do this now just to get this done, because if I keep lengthening it, it's gonna... Gotta do it eventually. So as the title suggests, Vonte to torture me has me doing a commentary on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, whether it be a topic, reaction, commentary, review, re-review, whatever the case may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal. I do have a CashApp as well. Links are down below in the info box, and I will get to it as soon as I can. And for those that sent them, thank you. I really do appreciate it. And with that said, links are down below. If you want to request anything, I'll get them out as soon as possible. Let's just get this shit show done, man. Pause the beginning. 3, 2, 1, pressing play. Oh my god. I can't believe this shit, but I should have expected this. I'm actually surprised it doesn't come in sooner. Nickelodeon, yeah, Nickel and Diamond. You know, this graphic style worked in the Spider-Verse movies. I don't think it works here. To me, it just looks more ugly than anything. Baxter Stockman, yeah, who's going to be dead pretty soon in the movie anyway. Cynthia Utrom. Gee, I wonder what her deal is. And she has to sound like, welcome, gentlemen. Like, she has to sound like guy from Hogan's Heroes. Hogan? We want to talk to you. I don't know if I need to go into the whole spiel, but listen, I am a Ninja Turtles fan. Love the 1990 movie. As silly as it is, I love the 1991 movie. Secret News. I like the comic books. I like the 80s cartoons, what first got me into these characters. I adore the 2003 cartoon. It's my favorite cartoon. So now Baxter Stockman looks like a damn bum, ready to get some Viper from Street Trash. I don't give a fuck if nobody liked you. Poor baby. Like, this is what they turned Stockman into? Like, he's a scientist that wants to have this invention called the Mousers. And in the 2003 cartoon, it was interesting to give him that backstory about his mother. And there's a bit where the Shredder would tear him apart as time goes on. He was like miss an eye or miss an arm. And then he makes himself a new body, but then it starts falling apart. And then he has these like crazy visions of his mother. Very bit of a psychological breakdown. That's in the 2003 cartoon. That's more about Stockman than this fucking movie. Let's say you got Superfly, which they added for this movie. Because like, oh, well, Stockman turned into Fly in the 80s cartoon. So here it's two separate things. It's like they want to make Stockman a good guy or whatever, or oh, poor guy, he died. Like, okay, they want to do stuff different. I mean, they've done that throughout many parts, many different versions of the characters. I mean, Splinter being a human at first, that was for the A's cartoon, that was in the comics. Or Karai being Splinter's daughter, that was in the 2012 cartoon, which I didn't think that was a bad idea. I thought that was an interesting idea. So that's how they got the ooze, is because of this accident here. This shitty fucking music. Great. The Tao shit out a bunch of fucking ooze out of its ass. And then these ugly assholes. I hate the designs of these turtles, and I especially hate the voice acting in these turtles. Goldberg. Donnie sounds like he's 8 years old. We gotta forget. Don't forget, he's the nerd, so he has fucking glasses. Raph sounds like Nelson from The Simpsons. And that's what I wanted to hear. The Turtles talk like the jackass, fuck-faced kids of today. Sound like those dickwad on TikTokers. Thankfully, TikTok isn't around right now. Wish it was stayed on. Like, that's what I want. I want them to sound like a bunch of jerk-offs. Annoying twats. Congrats. No, I don't have kids, and if I had kids like these, I want them fucking aborted. Fuck these kids. Just annoying asshats. I mean, I've never been annoyed by the Turtles as much as I have in this fucking movie, man. We want to sound like actual kids. Well, they sound like assholes. Well, kids sound like assholes. Well, good. Congrats. They sound like assholes. Congrats. Bra fucking O. Great, they reference Beyonce. They reference Tom Brady. Whoop-de-fucking do. Great, they got their Doritos. Congrats on your Doritos. And just like Donnie sounds like he's 8 years old. He sounds like he just got out of diapers. Raph, he keeps sounding like Nelson from The Simpsons. I hate his voice. He's my least favorite voice for Raphael that I've ever heard. I hate the fucking voice acting in this. Like, Leo is maybe the closest to being decent of a voice actor. Like Mikey's head looks like a watermelon on purpose for a joke. You're right. I'd rather be watching Ferris Bueller's Day Off. And that's probably the closest you ever get to some kind of depth is Leo looking sad about, seeing people converse with each other and hang out with each other. And that is a interesting aspect of the Turtles is that they're outsiders, and that's the tragic fate is that they're heroes and they're good guys and they protect their family first and foremost, but then they you fight crime. Well, initially it was to get revenge for to be assassins for their master, their sensei. That's in the first issue. Hired assassins, and then as time goes on, you could look at it however aspect you want, but I don't mind the idea of them wanting to belong and them wanting to, but you can't give them that. Maybe if you made like a series of films and that's your final bit, okay, like after all the ups and downs and trials and tribulations, that's kind of their reward in a way, but not like right away in your first fucking film. And Jackie Chan, I mean, I understand the idea of using him as the voice of Splinter, but I just hate this version of Splinter. So this Splinter is a racist. And that's what I want. I want to hear a bunch of shit about fucking milking. But we don't even have nipples. Yeah, because that's what I wanted. Because it's not like you did a Ninja Turtles film every fucking year or every other year. So Ninja Turtle films come out whenever they can. Like, okay, in the past 10 years or 11 years, there's been 3 movies. The 2014, the 2016, and this one. And in my opinion, they all sucked. They're terrible for different reasons. And this I thought was even the worst. Like, we have to have the fucking origin again to show how they became the way they are. God, Splinter looks like a fucking goof. Looks like a fucking goof in this opening. Seraph is a fucking fat ass. Mighty's a whatever. And Mighty there looked like a fucking stoner when he was a baby. I know you've shown all this flashback stuff, but how about the Turtles like interact as brothers? And how they react and interact with each other as brothers? Like did Leo and Raph, where they were nice and cool with each other as kids, but then as they grow older, they become much more hostile, much more angry, like sometimes families get. Or maybe Raph and Donnie were closer as kids, and then they drift apart because one was more of a jock and one was more of a nerd and all that type of thing. This always seemed like a stupid idea in the first place, like to go out in the middle of Main Street willy-nilly and not check. Like, you would think you want to check, I don't know, by yourself first somehow, in some way. Also, I don't think, in this, like, I get it, like, people don't like that things are different, but even back then, I think there'd be some people that would just be steered or confused. I think they'd be more confused or, or, okay, that looks kind of cool. But, like, every human's like, like, every single one, like, come on now. Now, maybe you view it, well, that's how he views them, that's how he saw it happen, maybe it happened differently, but that's not how they're make it seem like. They made it seem like every human was just this complete 100% piece of shit out of hundreds of people. And don't get me wrong, there are judgmental people, but it's like, I don't think every single one of them would have been. Such a weird song choice, Push It to the Limit from Scarface. How do we learn martial arts? Because we watched a couple movies and YouTube videos, including Jackie Chan. You did? Because Jackie Chan, his voice is Splinter, so he watched some Jackie Chan. It just seemed like you would need a bit more than just watching a movie to learn martial arts. I don't know, maybe that's just me. It's like the 2014 film. Oh, they learned it from reading a book. Here they learn it from watching a movie or YouTube, whatever the fuck it is. So we take away what makes these characters, like, a bit more of their lore, a bit more of their backstory, a bit more of a richer background. And we take that away. And I don't really see how it's a benefit to take it away. Like, Mighty sounds like he's fucking 20. And then Donnie sounds like he's fucking 8. And I just don't think they sound like what their tears would be. Like, to me, that just doesn't sound like Donnie. That just doesn't sound like Mighty. It just doesn't sound... Like, Leo's maybe the closest, but the others, I just think the voices were off. I think they did a bad job casting these voices. A terrible job. And even then, I don't really see them having really unique personalities. As much as you say maybe it's not a cliche, but a template, they do that for a reason, to differentiate themselves. Raph the hothead, Donnie, but I don't really see a whole lot of difference between the four of them. There are times where they seem like they're acting... Okay, Raph gets a little bit pissy at times, but sometimes they just act like the fucking same. Especially Mighty and Donnie, which was one of the few issues I had with the 1990 movie. That's why I didn't like Toy Feldman's Donatello. I preferred Adam Carl. I thought Adam Carl was much better Donatello in Secret of the Ooze. Now, the idea of Superfly being a villain, okay, it's not the Shredder again. I'm not saying I need to have the Shredder as the villain again. And it being other mutants, I don't mind that idea. If I have another mutants, so it's not a carbon copy of the stuff from before, which is fine. I don't want a carbon copy of the stuff from before. I just don't think it was done well. I don't think these characters become that interesting. I really don't. Like Leatherhead, who's now a girl now for some reason, and you got this Paul Rudd. I forget which one he is, just because it's Paul Rudd. Why not? Why? Just because Paul Rudd. Seth Rogen has put his fucking dumbass voice in there. And I think this lady fucking sucks as a villain. Her stupid over top accent. I mean, that's what I wanted to hear. I wanted to hear them talking about how, hey, you have your head up his butt. Does it smell like cheese and Doritos? Why don't you just put the watermelon on the edge? Like, literally, you just put the watermelon on the ledge and not even have Mikey hold the fucking thing. The fact that this is the girl Leo has the hots for, a girl that looks like a fucking fat hobo Whoopi Goldberg, must be a simp. I mean, to be fair, he hasn't talked with a girl, but goddamn. Like, that's your first option? She looks like a hobo, she was fat, and looks like a Whoopi Goldberg's degenerative kid. Fuck this April. Shitty fucking April. Not only does she look shitty, shitty voice, shitty character too. Beautiful and charming. What the fuck about her is beautiful and charming? Fucking simp. So Leo's a fucking pussy. He was a dickhead in the 2007 film, now he's a fucking pussy in this. I think this is one of the only times we did an actual fucking fight scene in the movie. You know the ninja part of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? You know the ninja part? And of course, the first thing he does is a fucking dumb shit. Fucking Muppet babies we got here. Bunch of fucking Muppet babies. That's again, that's what I wanted to see as a fan. A bunch of fucking Muppet babies versions of Turtles. Jesus Christ. And we got a bit of Vanilla Ice, because, of course, we had to have fucking Vanilla Ice in there. As much as I love C2Us, I always hate that fucking song. It's called a bow, not a stick, Donnie, for fuck's sake. Didn't you think Donnie know there was a fucking bow, not just a stick? I get the idea behind this. They're young, if they're young and this is the first real fight they get into, they're not going to be perfect, they don't make mistakes, so that'd be more relatable for people. I get that. No, you're not awesome. You ain't shit. Oh, here comes shitbag April. Go back, get your fucking cans that you need to roll down the fucking street in your cart. Shut the fuck up, dickwad, April. Fuck this goddamn shit. I just hate the dialogue on this fucking. I get it, it's supposed to be for modern audiences, and there are people who like it. Obviously, I'm not the modern audience for this. Congrats. It's sus, it's doubly sus, it's triply sus. You're sus. I think that sense is the Laird, like Peter Laird, one of the creators. These four assholes walking up the tree, and I hope they fall down every part of the tree and catch every fucking one of them. Yeah, this reference Wendy Williams. That's going to be Wendy Williams. I just don't remember who the fuck Wendy Williams is. I know people are just going to say that I'm being over the top, I'm being overzealous, and no matter what this film did or didn't do, I wouldn't like it. If that's the case, I would have hated Beverly Hills Cop 4, and I thought that was pretty good. No. Again, Mighty's voice just seems off. Oh, trust me, trust me, April, there'll probably be people out there that want to fuck these four. Trust me, I guarantee there'll be people that want to do that. Or bet money on it. There's a lot of weird people out there. How about you lose some weight, you fat ass? Get to the gym. Good night, fat ass. I mean, hell, even a cartoon's done that before, where Donnie had the house for April in the 2012 cartoon. But then Leo just sounds like a fucking simp again and again and again. God damn. That's like the only thing Leo has as a character. He's a simp. All the other characters, they don't have jack shit of anything. That's what I mean is that... Think of all the other characters, like Captain America, Iron Man, Thor... You know, they became actual characters when they did movies of them. I understand, 1990, you know, it's a different era. But even Raphael, I would find more of an actual character in that film. I just wish they went all the way with it. But they just want to keep it family. Fuck Mark Ruffalo. The fact you're praising Mark Ruffalo... pretty sus as well. Fuck Mark Ruffalo. He's a piece of shit who defended a pedo. And that's true. Don't believe me, look it up. So you're bringing up Mark Ruffalo, who's a dirtbag dickwad. The worst Hulk ever. Like I said, as characters, have it be like maybe like Raph and Mighty or Leo and Mighty, or like they have certain bonds with each other, different. That's what I mean, character development, character work. But it's a kids' film, man. How many times you don't do the same? How many times you don't keep using that fucking excuse? If they kept using the excuse for Batman, then you wouldn't have Batman '89. You wouldn't have the Christopher Nolan Batman, which a lot of people liked. You wouldn't have the Batman. If they use it for Thor, then you wouldn't have Thor the way he was in the first movie. Iron Man, all this other stuff. And talk about fucking Riz and no Riz and who's got the Riz. Stupid fucking vocabulary. Well, I got Riz. You ain't got no Riz. Fuck you and your Riz. How about that? Have a tiz over Riz. Annoying fucking jerkwads from Jerkwater USA. This is not informative. What's the fuck's gonna be informative about? I didn't make the fucking movie. The fucking movie don't be informative about how shitty it is. What kind of shithole high school is this? Fucking faucets still leaking? No one took the trash out? Place is a shithole. April, your hair looks like a bunch of fucking turds coming out of your face. But by that logic, then what the fuck is your last name, Raph? Ale? Leonardo, just turn back on Raph. He's like, oh, if you split up, it's Leonardo? I'm like, so what the fuck is yours? Ale? Raphael? Yeah, Ale? Rappel? What the fuck is yours, Raph? You split it up, dickhead. Eastman, Kevin Eastman. Eastman and Laird. And this is where she putes. So it's April puked up a fucking storm, and this is what people wanted for humor. Jesus Christ. But that's what people wanted? Like, for the jokes, is him puking up a goddamn storm like that? We went from fart jokes in the 2014 film to puke jokes in this. Jesus Christ. Crying out fucking loud. Bunch of fucking puke jokes now. This scene pissed me off when I first saw it. Because, and let me pay attention so I'm not missing anything. It's April explaining trucks being attacked. So yeah, she mentions how these trucks have been attacked in the Superfly. He kills anyone that does. He kills everyone. And the turtles go, oh, that's so cool. Yeah, so the turtles are a bunch of 4 pipstreak numbskull dickwads that think it's cool if people and innocent people are killed and murdered. What the fuck, dude? If there's something that I could commend the action fight scenes, is maybe this scene with the choreography, where each person, each turtle, like, just kind of their moments to shine. But God, I do not like this music used with it. But this is one of the few times you get to see them as ninjas. Because God forbid you have, Ninja Turtles do some ninja stuff. But I can appreciate like the animation style in this. I mean, they give credit to the animators to be fair, since people seem, I'm not fair. I did give credit to that. How it was like they changed the different locations and characters, but the lead characters are still doing in the same movements. I'll give you that. But the fact that, oh, it's cool that they're killing people. Wow, they kill everybody. Wow, that's awesome. People get killed. Oh, you're taking it too seriously. Well, apparently I'm taking it more serious than the fucking makers of the fucking movie. Yes. You seem too passionate about it, then maybe you're right. But goddamn. Maybe you need people who are actually passionate about this shit. I'll be honest, I don't understand what the fuck this has to do with this bacon, egg, and cheese thing. I feel so old. And so Mikey is like twerking now? I still don't get what the fuck the whole bacon, egg, and cheese thing is. I don't get it at all. I don't understand it at all. It must be it must be a kid thing. I don't know. The whole bacon, egg, and cheese thing. I just thought it was so fucking annoying. It sounded so goddamn stupid. Bacon, egg, and cheese? Did that bacon, egg, and cheese? What the fuck are you guys talking about? Are you mentally ill? Are you fucked up? Are you high on something that I don't want to be on? What the fuck are you talking about? What in the shit? God damn it, man. So this idea here where he's trying to make the kids like seem at home is a valiant effort. So I could give you that this Splinter at times does seem like he wants to be a good dad. I mean, he's racist against humans, but I guess to be fair, if you buy that backstory he told 100%, then I guess I can't really blame his thinking. Can't really blame. If every single person was a total piece of shit, then I can't really blame him for hating everybody and not trusting humans, because why would he? So, if that's the case, then he's just being a protective dad who just wants best for his kids. So, if that's the case, then definitely get that. And I do like Jackie Chan. I mean, I do. It just. Oh, you referenced the thing. You referenced a Forza. You referenced a video game. You get it? You referenced something that you may know. Each time these characters talk, each time they converse with each other, each time they interact with each other, Makes me want to blow my brains through the fucking wall. And that's why I hate this movie the most of all the Turtles films. Because I hate these characters. I hate these versions of these characters. They are so fucking annoying. They're babies. They're fucking babies. The next time they reboot this will be them in fucking diapers. It will truly be Muppet babies. So yeah, Ice Cube as Superfly. I've already the other actors who they are. Let's say you got Ice Cube. Yeah, I like Ooze too. One's called Secret of the Ooze. I like that more than this bullshit. Post Malone, where the fuck is Ray Flay? He sings like a fucking idiot. Leatherhead for some reason is a girl. And there's Paul Rudd. This is like just a reason for Seth Rogen to get his fucking buddies involved, like Paul Rudd and such. I guarantee you, if he was still buddies with James Franco, and that whole thing didn't happen, he'd be one of these fucking characters. I would bet money James Franco would be one of them. And what a waste of these other characters. They're like nothing. Ray Fillet, Mondo Deco, even Bebop and Rocksteady. There's such nothing fucking characters in this. And why does Seth Rogen have to be fucking Bebop? Oh, because he was a voice. I mean, wasn't he also in the Lion King 2019? Yeah, as another fucking pig. Because he is a pig in real life. Probably that's why. Like, these are the jokes, like, oh, you know the air that's on the bowling ball thing? With their fucking mouths, yeah. Dude, that's, again, this is what... To explain a bit, since I'm going over the place, I'm just kind of reacting to what we have here. I know that we don't, like I was saying this before, there's only so many Ninja Turtle films we'll have. Diminishing Returns, I guess we milked this enough that we, there's nothing else to milk. out of in their viewpoint, in their words, in their point of view. And then if it lies dormant for an inordinate amount of time, that just takes longer for someone to maybe come out with something much more substantial. Like think about your Captain America in 1990, which I thought was a terrible film. Took a while, but then they finally did a Captain America film, and then a whole trilogy, which is fairly good, especially The Winter Soldier. Now think of a Ninja Turtle film and the caliber of The Winter Soldier. Or, The Batman, or, other stuff. Other movies. Bad as a Blade in Blade 2, like that type of thing. Hey, Deadpool, they screwed up in X-Men Origins Wolverine, but then you give it time, and they did Deadpool, and that became a trilogy. Making more and more and more money. And then people go, well, it's Ninja Turtles, you can never do it that way. You can never make a film of that caliber with these characters. I'm sitting there going, so you're limiting yourself because either your imagination, your creativity, or your ambition is limited. Because you think there's a ceiling that it can't go any further, and it's up to someone to finally break through that ceiling and go, whoa. Like, why is it that it's okay to believe that you could take a guy in a fucking bat suit with a bat mask, you could take him seriously, but for Ninja Turtles you can't? Oh, here's a guy who fights crime and has every gadget up the ass and wazoo. And has characters like Mr. Freeze and Joker as their villains. Penguin. But they're able to take that seriously. And you get, that great cartoon with the Mr. Freeze's origin and Batman the Animated Series and other stuff. Right, that's cartoon. Well, movie-wise. Even Batman Returns, again, a lot of people like the Dark Knight trilogy. Thor. How many people before Thor was making fun of Thor and the way he talked and the way he looked? And there are a lot of people who liked Thor and respected for it, but there were people who didn't. I know because I heard them say it. Then Thor comes out, they Kenneth Branagh, you get a guy like that directing it, and it's like, wow, this guy treated character with a level of respect. Sadly, that's been squandered later on, and now the way they incorporate that character nowadays is dog shit. But it wasn't always the case. And it's just one of the things where I'm sitting there going, you can do that with these characters if you have the ambition, if you have the fortitude to go in that direction and take that risk and write down what these characters are and how they are as characters, and you put in some good action sequences and fight scenes and all these other attributes. I think you really turn heads, and no one wants to do that. They just go on these weird routes that I just don't get, like this one. They really just hone in on they act like kids. And they really hyped it up, by the way, the whole thing of, but they're kids in this. They talk like kids. Finally, we have the Turtles acting like teenagers. I remember when I did my review of this, so I'm listening to the dialogue. So I was just listening to the dialogue. Like this is what okay, there's Rocksteady and Mondo, they're singing some stupid fucking song together. Like who gives a shit? Goofball horse shit. Like I was saying before, actually I forgot what the fuck I was saying before. As they're crashing through here. What the fuck was I saying before? I know it was in the middle. Oh, when I reviewed this, so many people, they would go on about, well, this is a great movie because finally the turtles talk like teenagers. They act like teenagers. How refreshing it is. And you read up reviews and other stuff. That's what people loved about it. They finally act like teenagers. Like, finally. And that's refreshing and funny and great and what made it worthwhile for them. And I will just say, if this is how teenagers talk, then I don't want any part of it. I'm not going to apologize for that. If you love it, great. If you enjoy the film, great. But again, if this is how teenagers talk, then I don't want to be the fucker part of it. It just makes it that annoying. Just that spot in my brain that just wants to have a fucking aneurysm while listening to these fucking guys. Maybe this is why I'm not social in the outside world. Because if I had to be with a group of people that want to talk about bacon and cheese, bacon and cheese, bacon, egg and cheese, I want to take my fucking head off and shove it up my ass. And yeah, this car chase just didn't do anything for me. Just like these other characters, these other mutants. Like, if you're a new person, like, if you don't know anything about these characters, then these were just kind of be in one ear, out the other. You only know them for literally, like, 50 seconds, it seems. Just they have a little teeny tiny montage in an arcade, and that's it. And that's all you would know about them. And if you do know about them, it's like, wow, that's a lot of mutants, and they're all wasted, and such a nothing role, and such a nothing bit of business. Just these lame, lousy henchmen that just play for laughs that aren't really that clever or funny. It was funny, this reminds me of the 2014 film where pretty much Shredder took 3 of them, was milking their ooze out, and here they're doing the same fucking thing. Only it's all 4. And you gotta repeat about the milking thing. And you gotta think about it, we're an hour in, and what have we seen for an hour? We've seen 2 fight scenes and a car chase. A car chase that was there, 2 brief fight scenes. That's what you've had for action. Now for comedy is puke jokes and a bunch of references to Wendy Williams and Beyonce and Forza racing and cute jokes and melting. And now again, it's, you know, them wanting to stuff out of their body that reminds you of fucking literally just fucking the 2014 Michael Bay produced film. One of the turtles being in love with April reminds you of the 2012 cartoon. And like these characters, like they want to be friends with the turtles. You literally knew them for maybe an hour, if that. At least Splinter wanted to try to help his kids. So it's April and one of the family members going to rescue the others who are being milked dry. I mean, again, that's what they do. Steal that from the 2014 movie? Is that what they fucking did? Just a tired just a tired plot point. And that's where we need to see them fucking trying like the babies that they are. It's like, yep, this is what you got out of it. So now they're seeing fucking BTS, which is the Korean pop group thing, which I'm not familiar with it. So, I mean, I know of it, but not enough to give much of an opinion of anything. I know it's very, very popular over there. The kind of the Korean boy band group thing over there, BTS. But it is just a bunch of references to pop culture stuff, which I did. I mean, I don't know, like even the older films, they seemed a bit funnier. Like the Schwarzenegger hard to spell. Maybe just nostalgia talking, but I don't know. BTS and Wendy Williams and all this other shit, I don't know. Like, watching it, I almost want to say Splinter may be the best character in the movie. A guy that you can understand his hatred for humans because of what happened in that back flashback. He tried to do something nice for his kids. Now he's here, you know, obviously trying to be a bit like Jackie Chan, where he's using objects, like use the stool there and using whatever he can. And be able to get some ass. Maybe it also helps that I'm a Jackie Chan fan, so maybe that can, you know, help with that. I'm not sure about the Scarface push it to the limit being used. Just doesn't seem like the best. I don't know. I just don't think that was like the best choice, at least for me. Sorry about that. But getting to what I was saying before, and I keep cutting myself off. I know there's not that many Ninja Turtle films that's going to be made in my lifetime, being a big fan of these characters. And I'm kind of at this point now that I realize I will never see the Ninja Turtle film that I want to see. I want to see a Ninja Turtle film. I'm not talking about Oscar caliber characterization. I'm talking about Captain America the Winter Soldier caliber. Or at least ambitious to go in that route. Ambitious to go in that direction. Captain America the Winter Soldier type of thing. With fight scenes like the Raid Redemption or some of these other action films we've seen nowadays with Nobody and John Wick films and other stuff. Even like The Fall Guy and to see that and you work with the 4 characters, not 14 or 44. Just have those 4 work together, interact with each other, and there you go. That's what you do. That's what will be interesting to see. Will they ever do it? No. They'll make a sequel to this film, which I would not be surprised if it doesn't do well as the first. They say they want to do that last Ronin movie. Who knows? I don't buy it until a trailer's out, so I don't buy it. And if they did, great. So the one time I would get that is the movie where they all die. Just 3 of the 4 are dead, and then by the end of the story, Mighty dies after getting revenge. Like, okay, so the one time you want to take everything serious, it's the one where everybody's fucking dead. Of course. Of course, that would be the one time you would do it. The fucking irony. You could easily say, well, Matt, you'll just never be satisfied. And maybe you're right. I'll just stick with the first 2 movies and the 2003 cartoon. The first season of the 2012 cartoon I didn't mind. Then after that, I kind of went by the wayside. These are always going to be for kids. Like I said, that last Ronin, I don't even think that will be made. I don't care what they say. I think though someone will look at it and go, nope. With the amount of money we're putting into it, we're not going to take the chance. At that came out, and it was huge, and then like people gave more chances, opportunities to do certain things, then sure, that'd be nice. Not a nice reward, but a reward. Like, it'd be a nice product of it. Nice result. See, you have all these type of characters, these mutants now. So, even as an action front, like maybe like Raph has to deal with Bebop and Rocksteady, and then Mikey has to deal with Mondo Gecko, and then Leo has to deal with this, and like they could pair up and split up and fight and get their moments where they overcome these bad guys or these mutants. But no, instead everybody else has to be a fucking good guy. Like, everybody has to be a good guy now. Well, what's funny is, doesn't one of them have a fucking grenade? Why don't you just use the fucking grenade and throw it? Doesn't like Rocksteady have a grenade? Take one of those fucking grenades, just throw the shit. So pretty much they're either wrecking the machine or trying to fight Superfly. And that's the thing, like, your big finale isn't even like a type of fight action scene like you would have, with Ninja Turtles. It's dealing with some big, gigantic Godzilla sized thing. I mean, the only merit I'll say is the idea of, them working together. Again, if watch this again, I will say the one character I will respect in this, again, for people who say I'm not fair, is Splinter. I don't like the way he looks, but I don't really get the idea he gets with a cockroach, other than, they had that flashback of, oh, he talked to a roach, and I guess they set it up with that little bit, but maybe because Jackie Chan's voice in him, maybe because I guess he's one of the only ones to have an arc where he's racist against humans, and then hearing it from Superfly's mouth realizes, like, yeah, when I hear it coming out of someone else's mouth, it does sound wrong. Has a nice heroic moment where he's saving his kids. He tries to be a decent father. Tries not to be too much of a dickhead. I'll maybe give it for the Splinter. Again, other than his design. But the turtles themselves, now it's just them having to deal with some Godzilla giant creature. Which, I mean, if I'm being fair, yes. I mean, they haven't done that in a movie, Ninja Turtle movie, before. Because it's either done with the Shredder and then Splinter takes care of it, or the Stone Generals. Or, Crane in the 2016 film. So here is them working together, but it's something much more bigger and giant. Isn't it fucking John Cena as Rocksteady? I fucking forgot about that. I think I've just been blanking him the fuck out. I fucking hate John Cena. Yeah, that just popped in my head. I was listening to Splinter because, again, that's the little speech he gave. You know, one of the only decent fucking things I'll say is Splinter. Watch it again. And the way Jackie Chan portrayed the character, his voice, you know, likes hearing Jackie and the art they gave him, and so now we have most of the Mutanimals, which I remember the comic book series, the Mighty Mutanimals. Whatever, April, you're not a badass. Get the fuck out of here. You trying to swerve like you goddamn Akira, swerve the goddamn motorcycle. Fuck out of here with that shit. Maybe you should try to get fucking closer. I don't know. Yeah, so pretty much just becomes like a, I don't know, almost want to say like a Godzilla movie or something. I don't know how else to put it. Yeah, sorry I'm not saying much. It's just the big action scene is just him throwing cars and them avoiding it and stuff. So they're doing this whole thing that all of a sudden all the news programs got images of them and says they're horrible people. So now they're. So I just wanted to listen to the whole dialogue there where. Like now they're trying to have this dramatic moment with the turtles, and it's just like, okay, if you say so, buddy. I mean, maybe it's not as clunky as it is in that 2016 film when after they deal with Bebop and Rocksteady, or try to, they're arguing with each other. They're like, "You're just the brain. You're just this." And it's like, what? Who the fuck wrote this shit? It was like the most clunky dialogue I ever fucking heard in a movie. And I have more puke jokes in there. I just don't understand. Like, making April some ugly fucking Whoopi Goldberg looking pukester. Oh, you just picked on. I picked on the turtles enough. I think the four turtles are annoying babies. I'm sorry I'm not saying much. I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, they're driving the pizza vehicle. You know, I mean, of course they're driving a pizza vehicle. Why wouldn't they? Yeah, it seemed like not the best idea to do that anyway. Would have been nice if someone who flew could have helped Splinter there and grabbed him. But I guess not. And it's just so many times they're just so like useless and I don't know. It's like they're caught, they're being melted, their dad has to save them. Then this here, they're being fucked with, and they gotta get saved again. Oh yeah, this is a person helping them. I mean, I don't know. Would anyone really be listening to April here? They would think she's some fucking fruitcake. Like, who's this fucking fruitcake? So now it's up to some fucking humans to go save him? Really? I don't know, it's trying to remind me of that fucking Spider-Man movie where all the like people's like, "No, you gotta get through me." Like after he saves the train. It was like Spider-Man 2 or something that happened. I know it's supposed to be this big meaning to it, but to me it just means the turtles are fucking pussies. Like I just say multiple upon multiple fucking times. Yeah, saved by Splinter, now I just saved by the humans as well as the mutantibals. They're a bunch of fucking pussies. Now this is where I don't get the teamwork involved, where they're each getting their moments. I don't even know why Raph even have his size in this movie, other than accidentally hitting Donnie with it. He didn't really need the fucking size for the rest of the goddamn movie. Just to be fair, catching that sign. Just to be fair. Let's think with a lot of these weapons, like they can't really use them much for what their intended purpose is because of the rating. And yeah, it's different than being accepted and going to high school, but is that really what people like me and others got into the Ninja Turtles for? Was to see them be accepted to the point that, you know, they're going to high school and they're going to deal with high school problems and high school issues and all that other shit? Like, really? Like, seriously? Like, yeah, let them deal with high school issues and problems. Let Splinter make out with a fucking roach. Post Malone not shutting the fuck up. Let's have more of that. It's like, what the fuck? Really, dude? Shut up, Wingnut. You're a nothing. So, Bebop and Rocksteady are good guys here. Because why the fuck not? And the kids are going to school and going to deal with school problems because, you know, that whole thing that made these characters kind of interesting and tragic and food for thought, that they're isolated and they can't have a life like us. So now it makes it much more interesting of how they have to be silent, they have to be stealthy, they have to be ninjas, all this other stuff. And the fact they can't have an outside life and all this other stuff they can't have, so they want to have, they would love to have, but they can't. Which makes it a bit richer that they're doing these things for good, despite a world that may fear or dislike them. Like, it's symbolic, them getting rid of the mask. It's like, yeah, the stuff you like, Ninja Turtles, fuck that shit. Time for high school bullshit. So let them be less unique and more typical. Don't make them unique like they were before. Make them like part of everybody fucking else. Make them less special. Make them a lot less special. Make them like everybody else. Because why the fuck not? That's what people wanted, I guess. They had 5 fucking people write the movie. 5 fucking people. And 4 people came up with the story? How is it took 5 fucking people to write this? And Seth Rogen, the same people that did that shitty version of Preacher, which I love the comic Preacher, and then they did in my opinion, shitty adaptation. Same people that did that Santa Inc. At least Seth Rogen was part of it, which I always forget that thing exists. Sausage Party, that was such a fucking classic of dog shit. Fuck John Cena. Fuck all the mentions of Mark Ruffalo. Fuck Seth Rogen. Same guys like, hey, if you get stuff stolen in your car, that's your fault. Because you should have parked your car that way. You should expect getting your shit stolen, so it's your fault, buddy. I say, fuck you, Seth Rogen. Fuck you, dickhead. Ice Cube, I hope the paycheck was good. Paul Rudd. Hey, I may know Seth Rogen, so I'll do this. Thank God this has like 8-9 minutes of credits, because that means it ended 10 minutes earlier than I thought. Thank fucking God. I don't... Oh yeah, it's just a little bit of April and a little bit of possibly Shredder being in the future. Which now, considering they took away all the fucking backstory of Splinter and Hamato Yoshi, they like doing that too. They like getting rid of the entire fucking backstory of these characters. All the Hamato Yoshi stuff, all the stuff dealing with Japan, all the other stuff. Like, let's take all that away. So then it just makes it more random that Shredder becomes involved with the Turtles. Like, the whole point is that there's a personal backstory because of their sensei. Either you can even change it where the sensei was human and knew that guy back in the day. That maybe he was like, they both loved the same woman and Shredder killed her because she wanted to be with Hamato Yoshi instead of him, and thought he killed Yoshi A.K. Splinter, and then he survived, and then he couldn't find, somehow got to New York and somehow became, like, you could do that. You could change it up that way. I would not mind. That'd be a change I wouldn't mind. Watch this again. This is the worst Ninja Turtles film I've seen. I don't like the interpretations of the characters. I think they're annoying, aggravating dialogue, baconating cheese, and all this other shit they reference. Wendy Williams, Mark Ruffalo, BTS. How about FU? How about that? How about BFU for Buff fucking University, which is where Seth Rogen and some of these folks belong? How about that? How about them apples? A lot of the soundtrack I did not give a shit about. The art direction, I like the Spider-Verse films. I think this worked better in that. Where I think some shots are beautiful in those movies. Here, it just looks ugly to me. Superfly, I don't think he was that memorable of a villain. The Mutanimals are just kind of thrown in there, and they barely have jack shit to do. A good chunk of them. Like Leatherhead. Or Ray Fillet, Did they all need to be in there? No. And none of them really become bad guys. And then the whole thing with the Turtles becoming just students. So just becoming typical kids. Take away let's take away the unique stuff that made the Ninja Turtles what people fell in love with back in the day. Let's strip that all away. And I'm like, so how does making it where, what got you interested? The ninja stuff, the whole backstory and lore. Let's throw that shit away, and you're just left with 4 dweebs going to school. And somehow that's a positive. I don't fucking get it. But I don't need to get it. Made money. Critics loved it. There are fans who love it. Teach their own. It's not my cup of tea. We don't have to like the same thing. So, it is what it is. Sorry if this isn't more in-depth commentary in terms of, I mean, it is what it is. Thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye for now.